Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your August 2022 video. So Sun Scorpio, this is more for your goals, what you're trying to achieve, the things that you're moving towards. For your moon sign, this is more your internal world, your emotional world, right? And for your rising, your physical world. So it's good to watch your sun, moon, and rising videos to get a full understanding of your horoscope going forward. So on the 4th, we have Mercury in your 11th house. This has to do with your community, the people that you're communicating with, especially your friend circle, any social circles, any teams that you're working with. When we're talking about teams, teams at work, teams at any organizations, teams of people. So when we are talking about the 11th house groups, a family group, a work group, a spiritual group, a religious group, it's an organization, a charity group, a humanitarian group. So all those groups, think of those as all separate groups. Now we all have these groups that we have within our lives, whether it's our family group, our work group, and you are really looking at communicating and sharing a message and voicing what's on your mind when you are communicating with others. You are also in this time seeing who can you connect to, because you're wanting to connect to groups and associations with people that are really touched on a soul level. You'll be thinking about your hopes and dreams for the future as well. This is a great time for sharing a message to a group of people, right? Where you have a message where you can share it and you're taking the group into consideration when you are doing so. So this is a very interesting time for learning, for networking, for sharing a message, for and when we're talking about networking, say you are working on something at work, you can network it now because you can share to a group. Very good for teamwork, research, information, connecting to your social circles and communicating about it, negotiating about it, even taking a trip involving, right, a group, because Mercury has to do with those small distance trips where we're like, okay, let me go for a trip, and with these group of people to connect on a deeper level. And, sometimes it's nice. So you're really looking at doing those things. On the 11th, 12th of August, we have a full moon in your 4th house. And Saturn is there with this full moon. And it has to do with your home, your family, your upbringing, your roots, your ancestral line. The 4th house can be very sensitive and we can feel very emotional during this time. The full moon brings something to light to be dealt with, right? And Saturn there really has a restricting feeling of, I need to get things organized, You might be feeling things are a bit scattered. I need to put them into some form of structure at home, because it also has to do with your home. There's a great time for if you're thinking about moving home, changing things within your home. All of those aspects where you are really considering what you want to do when it comes to your home life, So just those things to add a vibe to your home, right? What makes you feel good? What music you want to play in your home? What do you want to keep within your home? So really a great time to declutter your space. A really great time if you're thinking about moving, looking to move, especially because Saturn's with it. So you might find a bit of challenges with it. But, when it comes to Saturn, what we work through takes us into the long term. And if you come across any challenges within your family circle, know what you work through has long-term rewards for you. You will be feeling emotionally kind of sensitive. Great time to seek comfort. So what comforts you is what you'll be asking. What gives me comfort? You might even feel a bit during that time like you want to spend more time at home. So you're looking for home, familiarity, you're looking for comfort, you're looking for people you can connect to. Like I said, this full moon can bring to light something within your family that needs attention, that needs some sort of healing, maybe even an understanding with you within your past and your roots and your upbringing and the patterns that is brought forth to you in your day-to-day life and what needs to change, right? Saturn's all about responsibility. So you'll be feeling very responsible for your life and what you need to no longer carry emotionally on your shoulders when it comes to the patterns of your upbringing and roots as well. You know, there's little things sometimes that can be a pattern from childhood that we can carry with us and are no longer serving us, and what's no longer serving you that you need to let go of. On the 11th, 12th, we have Venus in the 10th house. This is great for your public image, your status, your career, your goals, your dreams, your ambitions. That's what the 10th house rules. Venus is telling you, do what you love, what brings you joy. This is where you can really find passion and love for what you do. So if you're in something that you are working on career-wise or goal-wise, and you are not very passionate about it, not having much love in your heart for it, you would think about changing it, because you're looking to feel that love and compassion for what you do, that I enjoy this. Very good for any goals. So what are your goals? Ask yourself that. What is my goal? What is my sense of purpose? What is that drives me? And work towards it, but work towards it from a place of your heart. And goals are so different for everyone. So maybe you want to change your diet and you want to exercise more and look good, right? Because that's your public image and how people see you, or you want to change your wardrobe. All of those things, Venus is like, okay, so how do you want to look? What clothes make you feel good? Venus is also like, you want to diet and exercise to look good. So what makes you feel passionate about this? How can I find enjoyment in this whilst doing it? So those kinds of goals, or working goals. So like, am I studying the right thing that's giving me passion to work towards a goal of my ambition and my career and where I want to go? This is where we want gratification. We want recognition. We want satisfaction in the 10th house about everything that we are working towards. And if you're existing on this planet, you are working towards something. It can even be, maybe your goal is, I'm working on myself so I can connect deeper to my relationships. But you're going to have to find that love for self. Venus is there in order to do it. So remember that when we are talking 10th house, what are your goals? What are you passionate about? How are you working towards it? And where's the love within you to do those things? And you will succeed. This is very good for, career, being recognized, and what you are working towards, achievements, getting to those milestones, feeling like, yes, this is a success. But remember, your heart needs to be in it too, right? On the 20th of August, Mars moves into your 8th house. And normally Mars is in a sign for 6 weeks, but Mars goes retrograde this year. So it will stay in your 8th house, not for 6 weeks, but for 7 months, until March 2023 in your 8th house. 8th house is a deep house. Okay. It's actually ruled by Scorpio. This has to do with investments, insurance, taxes, money that is like outside of ourselves that we need to be paid out for. Mars gives you the energy to take action upon it. So anything legal, you'll be having the drive to take action upon. 7 months to do so. Mars will having you think about your finances and joint finances. So if you have a spouse or there's a partner that you have, that you and that person are financially working together on something, this can also bring some conflict there and some tension when it comes to those things. Very good for paying off debts. Very good for in essence of analyzing, maybe helping someone with their finances, a partner, someone might come to you for some, how can I save better? What can I do? Should I change jobs? That kind of advice. So Mars in the 8th house can bring up that tension. It's motivation. Yes, it gives us the energy to take action, but the tension is Mars is the god of war, and sometimes it can be frustrating because we have to deal with other people in the 8th house. It is the house of intimacy and partnership. You might even be thinking about going into partnership with someone on a business venture, right? This is where legal stuff and legal contracts come to be drawn up, especially with the 8th house. So be aware of those things. You'll be wanting to take action. Make sure you're reading it correctly. And don't, we'll get into the Mars retrograde into later videos, but make sure that you are sure. This is also where anything hidden comes to light. right? Secrets. If you have any secrets, they can come to light in the next 7 months. Or if anyone is hiding anything from you, you now get to see the truth. The 8th house rules truth. This is a point of transformation in your life. So sometimes the truth will set you free. So you might want to free yourself from anything that's holding you back. This also deals with past traumas, things in the past that are keeping you stuck, any painful experiences that are making you have walls towards intimacy and vulnerability and connection on a deeper level with someone else. This also can be a time for meeting someone and becoming intimate, sexually, physically, emotionally, being vulnerable, sharing parts of yourself that you wouldn't normally share. This is the time. Mars in that 8th house. The 8th house rules over a lot of things. It rules over money that we get from, companies and so forth, payouts and things like that. Good time if you're thinking about working towards an increase. Great time for debt. It also rules debt. It also rules death. And this does not mean like, I'm going to pass away during this time, but it can bring death in our lives through transformation, where certain things come to an end. People no longer in our lives. And it transforms us so that we can move forward. It is a time where we transform and we rise like the phoenix through the darkest times. So Mars there can make you also feel a bit feisty, a bit more on edge, because it's touching on such a core sensitive part of yourself, our past traumas. Great time to seek out counseling, a spiritual advisor, get a reading, get into spiritual aspects, dig deeper into the spiritual self to find healing. As we heal those things, it actually helps with our finances as well. Those are the things subconsciously that keep us blocked. So a lot of healing is coming here. Keeps us blocked in many levels, financially, emotionally. We can't connect to other people. So this is where you're asked to break down those barriers, those walls that might make you feel, even when they are touched upon, a bit aggressive, but it's asking you to be more vulnerable so you can be more intimate and more open to receiving in your life. On the 22nd, 23rd, the sun moves into your 11th house. Teamwork makes the dream work, focusing on those dreams and connection to people that truly are your support team, your soul team that get you. On the 25th, 26th, Mercury moves into your 12th house. It's almost birthday time. So you are thinking about the past once again, letting go, releasing and healing. Time for solitude. Mercury has you thinking about the past. You might not really want to speak to everyone, but you want to speak to someone close to you, especially when you're feeling down and emotional. 12th house can make us feel that way, isolated, alone a little bit. But it's only because you're closing chapters, because it's almost birthday time. So before birthday time, we close chapters, we close doors. We close what no longer needs to be a part of our lives so that we can move forward, right? On the 27th, we have a new moon in your 11th house, and this is really a time for you to connect to people, your social circles, dreams, learn something. There's also a very good time to get involved and being helpful around that time, especially. So the 11th house, dreams, connection, finding people you truly, deeply connect to, so that you can truly have those connections within your life and feel, I can share parts of myself I wouldn't normally share. And I know you're a Scorpio, so there is a sign of keeping that part of yourself to yourself, but you are opening up. And there is a process of opening up that's going to be continuing for the next 7 months. Thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe. My website's linked down below if you'd like a reading, as well as a link for appreciation of these videos.